this afternoon. Variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, scattered thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Low 75. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, from the Rockies to the southern plains, the severe weather threat is increasing. We will show you who is in the danger zone today and tomorrow.
And behind that severe weather, a cold front, and it's bringing some fresh fall air from the northern plains all the way to Florida by Saturday night, huh? And the most eye-opening temperature changes are coming this weekend.
From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you are watching Weather Center Live. October 1st is here. Can you feel it? In some spots you can.
Yeah, in some spots you can. You know, October, you know what that word means?
What?
8th month. The old Roman calendar. Octa, you know, October. And
always full of information.
I'm full of it, yes. You know, some big changes are coming over the next few days, the first few days of October. Cool air is invading the eastern half of the country. Hot and dry air returns to the west.
And air traffic controllers in Chicago are getting their first weather-related test since last week's fire shut down a major radar site.
But we begin with severe weather. Storms will be firing up later today.
Dr. Greg Postel is tracking it all for us. He's in the lab.
Yeah, let's start out with that area, guys, that you had outlined for the possibility of severe weather today. I think the primary hazards would be strong straight line winds and large hail. Tornado threat, you can't rule it out, but I don't think today it's that high. But really, it includes southern Iowa, southwestward through parts of Kansas and northern Oklahoma. And I think over the next couple of hours, we'll start to see some thunderstorms pop up, and some of those could be severe. Right now, across the region, we don't have any warnings and no watches, but I think we're going to see one of the possible areas show up with a watch later on today. It would be in southern Missouri and parts of southeastern Kansas. There, right now, the sun is out and the atmosphere is heating up and becoming more and more humid with each passing hour. I put on here the surface wind flow to show you that we've got that moist flow out of the Gulf of Mexico, bringing that moisture northward, and that is juice, fuel for the thunderstorms. In fact, there's a pretty good thunderstorm right there. It doesn't have a warning on it, but we'll keep an eye on that one as it generally moves off toward the northeast across western Missouri. Above that, guys, we have the wind out of the south, but at about 10,000 feet, the winds change direction pretty dramatically out of the southwest, and in fact, they increase with speed as well. So at 10,000 feet, we got some pretty strong winds, and what that means is that the thunderstorms that grow in this region will be able to tap that what's called wind shear, last a little bit longer than they would otherwise, and potentially bring more severe weather and maybe even the possibility of some tornadoes. With that in mind, here's our Torcon. We've got Torcons of 3 out for parts of Kansas and Missouri. 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a point. So keep an eye to the skies across this region. I think it's going to get more active in the next couple of hours. We can sort of time it out now for everybody, showing you that the area to be concerned with is in Missouri and parts of Kansas in what's called the warm sector. That is ahead of that cold front and behind the warm front. This is where the air is going to be getting more unstable today, and we'll see some more storms. And let's time it out as you go hour by hour through the afternoon and evening. You can see that, there we go, right along I-70, maybe just south of I-70, including places like St. Louis, perhaps late tonight, maybe early in the morning, tomorrow morning. Severe weather is definitely possible, and it could last well into the overnight hours. Some pretty strong dynamics, upper level winds are moving in. That will help keep the thunderstorms going, even though the sun has set. And if it's not just today, guys, we have a chance for some severe weather tomorrow as well, all the way from parts of the western Great Lakes down through the Red River Valley of the South, including Chicago, including St. Louis, Little Rock, and even Dallas. Dave, back to you.
Thanks, Dr. Postel. Well, cool fall air will follow that front, and it will impact South Florida this weekend. This is a live look at Miami. It's beautiful, and it's one of the hottest places in America. Right now, Miami International, 92 degrees. It's 93 in Cotulla, Texas, and Palm Springs, California. Well, we've got a nice west wind. This is one of the sunnier days we've had in South Florida and Florida in general. This pattern is slowly changing. The pattern of wet weather danger of gully washers. There'll be a few showers across the peninsula today, but the big story from Montana to Florida is the cool air coming south from Canada. Now, in Cutbank, Montana, they've got a winter weather advisory in effect. So it's not just cool, it's cold. And that air is going to make it all the way to South Florida late Saturday night. Here we go, my friend. There's the trough. We've got a ridge of high pressure. That's why Florida is so hot right now. But this trough, or the cool weather, is going to move east. And with it, warm air is replaced by chilly air all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. And I'll tell you, when you get this highly amplified pattern like this, you could throw latitude out the window. It may be warmer in Montana than it will be in Tennessee, for example. I've got a couple of other examples for you. Tulsa, for example, they're well south of New York City, but on Friday, with the passage of the front, it won't make it to 70 here in Tulsa. And check this out. On Saturday, the cool air moves into the Mid-South. Nashville, Tennessee, warmer than Quebec City, Quebec? Of course it will be. Not. 60-80 Quebec City. The cool, windy weather heads to the Deep South, Florida, Saturday night and Sunday. It'll be refreshing. Alex, back to you.
Hey, thank you so much, Dave. I'm going to tell you more about some of the cooler air on the way and just how low those temperatures will go. Temperatures right now, not low in places like St. Louis. You're actually in the mid-80s, but upper 40s for Duluth, low 50s, Minneapolis, mid-50s in Marquette. You're already feeling the chill. Tomorrow, we're going to keep things warm in St. Louis and Cincy. We'll keep the 60s going for Minneapolis. But look at Friday. Those big changes set in. 63 for St. Louis, 11 degrees below average, nearly 20 degrees below average into Des Moines and Minneapolis, and we will keep it well below average into your Saturday. Low to mid 50s for Detroit and Cincinnati, upper 40s in Chicago and Traverse City. I'm getting goosebumps reading those, although I like it. I think everybody's ready for the cool down. Chicago, your average high is 68 degrees. Tomorrow, almost 10 degrees above the mark. Friday, that's when you first cool off, but the big chill, that's going to be felt on Saturday, Sunday in the upper 50s. So you've got a full-on fall weekend ahead. Temperatures right now across the southeast, not feeling too much like fall. We've got mid and upper 80s in many spots, low 80s for Atlanta, also into the coastal sections of North Carolina. And tomorrow we keep more of those 80s and 90s going. On Friday, you can see that's when we'll begin to see a little bit of a cool down in Atlanta and Nashville, but the big cool down sets in on Saturday, mid 60s in Nashville and Atlanta, mid 70s in Charleston, upper 70s for Tallahassee. So noticeably chilly. Nashville, your average high 77, tomorrow near 90, but by Saturday, mid 60s, as good as it gets, 10 plus degrees below average. Dave.
Isn't that something? And the moment you've been waiting for has arrived. The new list of winter storm names was released today. Well, most of them. We still need your help with one. See the list and how to get involved in just a few minutes. Plus, here's a look at the cone for Typhoon Ponphone. We're taking a closer look at what could happen with Tokyo in your 20 After Tropical Update.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Snack time!
On it.
Isn't this my breakfast cereal?
It's also a snack.
So it's Snack-Reel.
Clever.
Your favorite cereals at any time of day. All at unbeatable Walmart prices. Guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Save money, live better. Walmart.
We were flattered when Regenerist beat $100 cream. Flabbergasted when we creamed a $300 cream. For about $30, Regenerist Microsculpting Cream hydrates better than over 15 of America's most expensive luxury creams. Regenerist. Olay, your best beautiful.
For bigamy, I sentence you to take a course in feminism while wearing this T-shirt every day.
How am I going to pick up girls?
Dr. Boyd, word with you in my chambers.
Your Honor. Oh, we're reenacting a case. I know that case. I've seen it late night on Cinemax.
Kate Walsh, Bad Judge, premieres tomorrow, 9/8 Central, followed by A to Z on NBC.
Currently in our area, 77 degrees with a thunderstorm. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%. Thursday, a few clouds from time to time. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight, wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
So I need a new fall coat, and I said go to Burlington because we are beauties on a budget. Burlington has everything: coats, scarves, hats, and the prices are amazing. If you want style and value, Burlington is the place.
Sir, we're gonna need you on the runway.
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
This is Kathleen. Setting up the perfect wedding day begins with her arthritis pain and 2 pills. Afternoon arrives and feeling good, but her knee pain returns. That's 2 more pills. The evening's event brings laughter, joy, and more pain. When Jamie says,
"What's that, like 6 pills today?" Yeah. I can take 2 Aleve for all-day relief. Really? And that's it.
This is Kathleen.
For my arthritis pain, I now choose Aleve.
Get all-day arthritis pain relief with an easy open cap.
Lowe's presents how to make your guests think they're at the wrong house.
Wow. Told you we're in the wrong house.
Go.
Mom!
Get 15% off in-stock Levelor blinds. Plus, have them cut to width for free.
Hey, let's you and me take a ride along I-70 through Colorado. Look at this. It's October 1st.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Oh, the snow is here,
Do you mind if I turn the radio up?
Turn it
a little
up.
bit?
Turn
Okay,
it up.
thanks.
Soon we'll be talking about winter storms that don't look as serene as these mountains do.
But in the meantime, we'll bask in it, right? You know, those storms will be nasty and have names like Leon, which actually caused people to ditch their cars on this side of interstates all around Atlanta at the end of January. And the Weather Channel released most of its names today.
Yeah, the names for the 2014 season. Well, we still need a W name, and we'll get to that in a minute. Now, there was some trouble with the B name, so winter weather expert Tom Nizzle got help from a high school that's been there for us in the past.
The issue we're having is actually the B storm name. So guys, I want you to listen carefully here. We've looked at this, and we're really not comfortable with Bella. And so, you know, what we've decided here is we're going to take this name right out. And we're
going to take it off, Tom?
Yeah, we're actually going to erase this name right out. I'd love to replace it with something, but I'd like to give the Bozeman class a chance to maybe come up with their own B name for a storm. Do you have a favorite, possibly?
Well, we were talking about naming it Brian for Brian Norcross because we love working with Brian Norcross.
That's not bad, but I think Tom may actually have a better suggestion.
Yeah, in fact, if you don't mind, I'm going to write this one in here. I think it's going to begin with a B. The next letter is O, and then we're going to have... Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
we're going to name that second storm Winter Storm Bozeman.
Yes.
All right, guys, what do you think?
All right.
And the Latin class from Bozeman High School joins us right now.
Hey, guys.
You've had a few hours to take this in, right?
Hi. So how you feeling? Are you honored? Are you worried about what Winter Storm Bozeman could do? You don't want to get a bad rap.
We're really hoping it's actually going to be like something really big. We don't want it to just be some lame kind of storm.
You're saying no. If it's Bozeman, it's epic.
Right.
Yeah.
What got you guys interested in naming storms to begin with?
It was really about like when that first list of names came out, we really wanted it to have some meaning. They were originally just random names from all sorts of mythology and stuff, and we wanted to give it a sort of what's the word? We wanted it to be kind of this consistency, yes.
We like it. And, you know, finding a way to incorporate what you're doing in the classroom and put it out into real life has to be pretty satisfying because there's nothing worse than sitting in class and saying, when are we ever going to use this?
Exactly.
How's the football team doing this year?
Bad. All right.
Not bad? Is there a game? Is there a game tonight?
It's not Friday, Dave. Come on.
Right.
Hey, guys, if the National Hurricane Center needs help with some tropical storm names, you in?
Bozeman High School Latin class. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. They're awesome, right? They're the most
awesome.
famous high school club in America right now.
They are. Now have a look at the rest of the names on the list.
We have Astro.
Right.
And, it's been going around today that this is the Jetsons dog. So this one could be cool.
Yeah.
We've got Bozeman, of course, Cato, Damon.
Kaylin.
I like Sparta.
Sparta. Pandora, Octave, very nice.
We've got some good ones.
All
Linus.
Latin names, all from
Right.
Latin.
And somebody said that Linus will bring a blanket of snow because of the peanuts.
I like that. Very nice. Hey, now about that W name we're missing. Now we need your help on this. We've narrowed it down to 5 names, but we can't quite decide.
Warren, Wilda, Willie, Wooden, and Wolf are the options. We want you to log on to weather.com, submit your vote. You will see the link for the story right on the front page, and that winning name will be announced November 5th. 2 of those are Weather Channel personalities with a W last name.
Tell me about it.
No Wilson or Wallace on there, though. Alex Wallace and Alex Wilson. We want a recount.
If you cross my palms with silver, I will consider your name.
Deal. All right.
Winter Storm Naming is brought to you by State Farm. When nature strikes, State Farm is there to get you to a better state.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing 2 men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose. All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Let's stay a step ahead of this. Size up that and stay toasty in here. And let's not do any of this. Let's go to school. Let's go to save. And then let's go to town. So we can enjoy the view and look for what's next. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Get Atticat loose fill blown-in insulation for just $29.68.
So, you're saying you'll give me my credit score for free? Right. Now you're going to ask for my credit card so you can charge me on the down low 2 weeks later. Look, Credit Karma.
Are you talking to websites again?
This website says free credit scores.
Oh, Credit Karma. Yeah, it's really free. Look, you don't even have to put in your credit card information. What? Huh. Credit Karma. Really free credit scores. Really free.
Credit Karma, I love you.
When myths become reality, a lost city rises from the sea, and your vacation becomes legendary. Discover all the wonders of Atlantis, including Aquaventure Water Park and the thrill of the Atlantis Casino. Book now, and kids under 12 eat breakfast and dinner free with the purchase of an adult meal plan. Only at Atlantis.
You're going to want to watch 7 a.m. on AMHQ.
This is a big weather morning.
The biggest weather hour anywhere. What you watch in the morning matters.
Is your weather geeky this
My husband worked at a power plant where the asbestos fell like snow.
My dad got mesothelioma from asbestos.
Oh, the diagnosis was devastating.
We chose Cooney and Conway because they're highly experienced in this area.
They were more than lawyers. They were human beings.
There was no money up front.
It showed my sons that there is justice in the world.
Call 1-800-322-5573. Cooney and Conway. Justice with a passion.
Catch the excitement of the pennant chase on MLB Network. MLB Tonight's analysts bring you live look-ins while breaking down pivotal moments from every big game all night long. Plus exclusive broadcasts of 2 Division Series games in October. All the pennant chase drama this September on MLB Network.
Brought to you by Mazda. What do you drive?
(994-6106). For a free brochure, call 1-800-594-6106.
When the wind blows, the cradle will.
American Supernatural, premiering Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%. Thursday, a few clouds from time to time. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. We're going to give you a severe weather update right now across parts of western Missouri. We've got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out right now. Let's have a look at these. This is for Johnson, Pettis, and Saline counties in Missouri, including the cities of Knob, Noster, Lamont, and Sweet Springs until 3 p.m. Central Time. These storms are being warned for producing up to quarter-size hail and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. And you can see them moving off toward the east-northeast at about, let's see, 35 miles per hour. I want to draw your attention to these storms because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stop them right there, and I'm going to pull off the warnings and show you what they look like on the radar. You can see, guys, that right in here there's a little bit of a hook. In fact, these are supercells, meaning these updrafts are rotating. You see that little hook in the southwest corner of these storms? That tells me that these things are rotating, could potentially produce some large hail. And if you look at the velocity scope inside of here, you see we've got the blues and the reds right next to each other, which means that we've got the rotation. The blue is airflow going in one direction and the red in the other direction. So right in here, guys, is the circulation moving in that general direction. So if you live in Lamont or Sedalia, Longwood, keep an eye on this particular thunderstorm because it could produce a tornado if this rotation were indeed to tighten up. Stay tuned for all the latest. These changes can occur very rapidly over a short period of time. And there's the severe thunderstorm warning again. And overall, in the big picture, let me zoom out and show you where these storms are in sort of north central Missouri there, guys. Things are beginning to heat up. Stay tuned for all the latest. We'll have any warnings that come up in the next few minutes. Guys, back to you.
And from severe weather to tropical weather, from Sandy to Ike, Cuba has certainly been the target of devastating hurricanes over the years. Although there's been massive destruction, there's also been very little loss of life, though.
And that's thanks to one man. Senior hurricane specialist Brian Norcross has his story.
The Spaniards came to Cuba 500 years ago, and in that time, hurricanes have pounded this island over and over again. But for the last few decades, the voice and the face of hurricanes in Cuba has been Dr. Jose Rubiera. Jose has been explaining the weather on Cuban television for 33 years. Today, he's respected inside and outside the country as the director of Cuba's Meteorological Institute. But when he first went on the air, mixing meteorology and television was a new idea here.
I started because I thought that the weatherman, the meteorologist, should be on TV to talk directly to the people. At that time, it was not that way.
But now, generations of Cubans have grown up watching Jose Rubiera, and he's earned their trust with his straight-to-the-point hurricane coverage designed to inform and educate, and especially to keep his people safe.
We just try to be plain in our words, very clear, concise, and people understand what we say. People knows what they have to do.
Jose and his team of meteorologists have a strong relationship with the National Hurricane Center in Miami, sharing critical data when a hurricane threatens. And just downstairs from the modern-day forecast center is data from a different era. When these weather maps were drawn by hand, Cuban meteorologists were among the most experienced in the world at forecasting hurricanes. A legacy we benefit from today as we verify our modern science by analyzing past storms using this high-quality data. The equipment here in Cuba is not the latest or the fanciest, but the meteorologists we've talked to are very knowledgeable and the science is very sophisticated, which is a good thing because many of the hurricanes that come to the U.S. come this way first. In Havana, Cuba, I'm Brian Norcross, the Weather Channel.
Up next, storm specialist Greg Postel is changing gears. He'll be back to track severe weather again. The threat for some today and tomorrow.
And Chicago could see some storms coming up. How the weather could impact two major airports that have been dealing with delays and cancellations since a fire shut down a radar facility last week.
And as we head to break, here is your wild card forecast. The Giants take on the Pirates. It should be a great game, and the weather will be perfect, huh? Perfect weather at PNC Park.
I like it. I like
Pittsburgh.
the look of it.
What's our current
temperature? Who are you going for? You going for Giants?
I'm going for Pittsburgh. Yeah, 62 in Pittsburgh. Cloudy right now.
This program brought to you by Progressive. Join over 3 million drivers who switched to Progressive last year.
Flight 294 is now boarding.
Looks like we're about to board.
I'm just comparing car insurance rates at Progressive.com.
Is that where they show the other guys' rates too? Cool.
Yeah.
Hi.
Final call for Flight 294.
Who's ready for the Garlic Festival? This guy.
Bringing our competitors' rates to you. Now that's Progressive. Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious.
Awesome! I've been Claritin Clear for 8 days.
At the first sign of your allergies, doctors recommend taking one Claritin every day of your allergy season for continuous relief.
21 days. 14 days of continuous relief.
Live Claritin Clear every day.
You play hard. You work hard. And you feel it in your joints.
My legs, my upper back, my shoulders, my arms. By the end of the day, I'm hurting pretty good.
My knee screams.
Fight back with the original Copperware. Therapeutic copper compression sleeves designed to help relieve your sore, stiff muscles and joints.
I felt a difference within 2 days.
My legs feel fresh.
My life has changed because of Copperware.
Copperware is comfortable compression, scientifically engineered with a powerful 88% copper embedded nylon performance fabric that allows for deeper copper penetration and starts working the moment you put it on. Just ask former world #1 tennis champion Tracy Austin.
I've got a lot of sore spots. It's very important for me to stay active and pain-free. Copperware is so great because it helps with compression and brings recovery to the sore area.
The activated copper compression in Copperware will help relieve your sore muscles and improve your mobility fast.
I can actually play without a lot of the pain.
I'm running more than I ever have before. It's changed everything.
Lightweight 36-gauge performance fabric, tough enough to stand up to any activity. Antimicrobial and antibacterial to help prevent skin irritation and odor. And Copperware's advanced wicking means perspiration is drawn through the fabric, keeping you comfortable no matter what. Don't live with joint and muscle aches or limited mobility for one more minute. Get your choice of one compression elbow sleeve or knee sleeve for just $19.99. Order right now and we'll send you a second knee or elbow sleeve. Just pay additional processing and handling. You'll get 2 life-changing Copperware compression sleeves for just $19.99, plus processing and handling. Go to Copperware.com to explore the entire Copperware line of compression garments.
You want to stay strong so that you can have an active lifestyle.
I really wish I'd heard about Copperware years ago. It's a heaven sent.
Get your 2 Copperware sleeves today for just $19.99 plus processing and handling.
To order Copperware, call 1-800-435-1229 or go to Copperware.com.
Sunday nights.
When the wind blows.
The Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets. Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural. Premiering Sunday at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%. Thursday. A few clouds from time to time. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
This is smoke. Smoke at sunrise. The King Fire in California. Good news is it's nearly contained. Bad news, hot, dry weather is coming back. That means the fire threat goes up in the west. Thanks for watching Weather Center Live. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Alex Wilson. The heat in the west is just part of a major pattern change underway right now. And at the leading edge of all of it is severe weather.
Dr. Greg Postel is in the lab tracking the threats for today and tomorrow. Greg?
Yeah, guys, we got some severe thunderstorm warnings in western Missouri. This is about 30 miles to the east of Kansas City. Let's have a look at the radar. These severe thunderstorm warnings are, for example, for Johnson, Pettis, and Saline counties until 3 p.m. local time. There's the radar, and you can see that this cluster of thunderstorms has grown in intensity fairly quickly over the last 20 minutes or so. And these storms have exhibited a considerable amount of rotation. Doesn't mean they're making a tornado. In fact, they're probably not. The rotation is relatively broad inside, but still the updrafts are spinning, and these are likely to produce some hail. That's what they're being warned for. Large hail, over quarter-sized hail, and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Let's look at inside the storm and show you the motion and what it's doing. You see right in here, guys, that blue and the red right next to each other. That's the rotation, because the blues and the greens are the motions toward the radar, which is over here, and the reds are the motions away from the radar. So we've got the circulation moving around like that. It's relatively broad, not likely tornadoing, but that part of the storm, the rotating part, will likely be moving eastward at about 35 miles per hour. And here's some of those cities that will be likely underneath that rotation. Dresden, Sedalia, Newland, and Smithton, and they're the times that are associated with that. So just keep an eye, of course, to all the latest warnings that may or may not come up with this particular storm. It's a potentially hazardous storm, obviously, with a lot of heavy rain, lightning, large hail potentially, and some very strong winds as well. Here's another look at it using a different radar, and looks like the circulation is strongest just south of Lamont, right in there. There's a little bit of a notch. There's air inflow coming in like that. There's what's called the rear flank downdraft like that, and that's where the circulation is. And if this thing is ever going to produce a tornado, I'm not saying it will, it would be somewhere in there where the rotation is the tightest and the strongest. I can show you that here on the storm relative velocities that we've got, again, those different colors close to each other. The greens showing that way, the reds showing motions that way, and overall, if you normalize that rotation, this is just one measure of spin inside of that. You can see we're only in the very low end of the category, right in there, again, just to the southeast of Lamont. So this thing is broadly rotating, relatively slowly rotating, but we will keep an eye on it, obviously, in case things tighten up as the storm moves on off toward the east-northeast at 35. Those aren't the only severe thunderstorm warnings across the heartland of America. We got a couple more there in southeastern Kansas. Let me move this and zoom in and show you which these are being warned for. The counties of Elk, Montgomery, and Wilson County in Kansas until 3:15 p.m. local time. And just coming out of northern Oklahoma, just north of Bartlesville, we got Nowata, Osage, and Washington counties in Oklahoma. That storm will get into southern Kansas, get close to Independence, as that whole area looks like, guys, is moving that way. So if you live south of Kansas City, somewhere in Johnson, Miami, or even in Lynn counties, Kansas, right out in here, watch out for some big storms moving through. There may be a watch issued fairly soon, either a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch from the Storm Prediction Center. So stay tuned for all the latest rapidly evolving conditions are now upon us. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Postel. We've got a live look at Chicago on the left, and on the right, the lines last week at O'Hare International Airport. A fire at an FAA facility in Aurora, Illinois Friday snarled air traffic across the country. Right now, O'Hare is handling about 95% of its usual flight load. So I want to talk about the Chicago flight situation, also the Chicago weather, because we've got some changes headed your way, some big changes. Right now, it's nice, upper 60s, mostly cloudy skies. We've got those winds out of the southeast, around 11 miles an hour. Are things okay at the airport? But of course, want to check ahead as they are still dealing with the aftermath of the issues last week. Right now on the radar, anything serious or more significant would be further off towards the south and west, closer to the Springfield area, where we've seen some moderate to heavy showers. As we time things out through the remainder of today into tonight, you can see a few showers will work around the Chicago area. A little better chance further up to the north and also off towards the south. And then throughout the day tomorrow, we'll be watching for scattered rain showers, also thunderstorms across the area. So here is the forecast for Chicago. As we go into tomorrow, we'll see that sun replaced by cloud cover later in the day today. Overnight showers move in. Thunderstorms could be part, Dave, of your morning commute.
They sure could be, and then the cool air comes in after that. Meanwhile, here in the west, it's going to be warming up. And here's a little kind of tidbit. Right now in North Bend, Oregon, it's warmer than it is anywhere in the state. Now here we are in Southern California, we're right near 80, but up there, there's an offshore wind that's blowing, and that's what's making North Bend the hottest place in the whole state of Oregon, right on the coast. Water temperatures in the 50s, while the wind is blowing offshore. So the ocean, the modifying effects of the ocean disappear. That same thing will happen here in the Southland and up into the San Francisco Bay Area, where heat advisories are in effect. The heat advisory for the Bay Area begins tomorrow noon and lasts through Friday night. And here in Southern California, it starts on Friday as this whole trend moves out of Oregon and then generally southward. So expect some hot weather, expect windy weather, especially in Southern California, through the passes, below the canyons, that kind of thing. And temperatures will be going up, way up. Mid-90s is the forecast for San Francisco on Friday. Mid-90s. Already we're above average at 76 degrees. The ridge builds. While the flow is out of Canada, east of the Rockies, we'll have that offshore flow. That flow is generally moving southward, and so will the threat for heat and high winds out there. The Santa Anas will be blowing here in the Southland beginning tomorrow. 93 in Los Angeles, and then on Friday, upper 90s. Alex, back to you.
Hey, thank you, Dave. The consistent heat is causing problems in California. It's on the minds of those in the states, whether they're a firefighter trying to stop the wildfires or just a resident wondering about the water supply. Eric Kurth with the National Weather Service Sacramento joins us by phone. And Eric, thank you so much for joining us. You know, let's start with the fire situation, because things are going to be troublesome in the state as we go through the rest of the week.
Oh, yes, especially in Southern California. In addition to the heat, there's Santa Ana winds. And when combined with just really dry fuel conditions, it's really going to aggravate the fire danger.
So what about in your area? What's the more pressing concern? Are you warning residents about that, or is it still the lack of rain?
Well, we're pretty lucky up here in Northern California. We had up to 3 inches of rain within the past week. So we had that large King Fire, which was really burning almost out of control, and then the rain has helped. Now, right now, we are getting into a hotter, drier pattern, but fortunately, all that water over the forest has helped. Otherwise, we'd be in critical fire conditions now. We have pretty windy conditions, but like I said, that rain has really helped.
And what about that rainfall in the bigger story of the California drought? We know at times it can only be really a drop in the bucket, to use a saying.
Yeah, I mean, we've really finished basically our third driest year. We just finished our water year yesterday, and we're, like I said, about the third driest ever in our records. So a little rain helps. I mean, certainly it's beneficial for short-term fire danger is decreased up here. But the overall drought, it's only going to make a tiny dent in it. We really need a wet winter.
All right. Thank you so much, Eric Kurth from the National Weather Service Sacramento, for joining us. And, you know, they would love to see more rain because, you know, other people who are watching might say, hey, 3 inches would do a lot, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they need much, much more.
Well, the weather is coming to the rescue for people with disabilities.
Still to come, you'll see how solar panels are becoming the silver lining to the big spinning cloud of a hurricane.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%. Thursday, a few clouds from time to time. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
What if there was a credit card where the reward was that new car smell and the freedom of the open road? A card that gave you that I'm 16 and just got my first car feeling. Presenting the Buy Power card from Capital One. Redeem earnings toward part or even all of a new Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, or Cadillac with no limits. So every time you use it, you're not just shopping for goods. You're shopping for something great. Learn more at buypowercard.com.
Maybe you didn't know, people with the flu can spread it up to 6 feet away. Or that flu can make chronic conditions worse. Maybe you didn't know any of the stuff your Rite Aid pharmacist knows. But now that you've gotten your flu shot at Rite Aid, maybe you don't need to.
My goal was to finally get in shape. Not to be focusing again on my moderate to severe chronic plaque psoriasis. So I finally made a decision to talk to my dermatologist about Humira. Humira works inside my body to target and help block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to my symptoms. In clinical trials, most adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis saw 75% skin clearance on Humira, and the majority of people were clear or almost clear in just 4 months.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Set a new goal today. Ask your dermatologist about Humira, because with Humira, clear skin is possible.
There's enough pressure in our lives. But being pressured when we're shopping for comfortable things, that's just wrong. And Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries are like the no pressure zone. Just walk right in and let the comfort happen. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Snack time!
On it.
Isn't this my breakfast cereal?
It's also a snack.
So it's snack reel.
Clever.
Your favorite cereals at any time of day. All at unbeatable Walmart prices. Guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll instantly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point on the calf muscle to instantly relieve pain. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain at the sciatic nerve and lower back for instant relief.
I just slide it on, I tighten the strap, I feel the pressure point right behind my knee, and right away I feel the release of pain in my lower back.
Be Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, that's I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something.
You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Keep up with the kids. It's invisible under clothing, comfortable enough to sleep in. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any length so everyone can live pain-free. Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-370-7747. That's 1-800-370-7747 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. Got a tornado warning for you here in northern Oklahoma. This is for Nowata, Osage, and Washington counties in Oklahoma until 3:30 p.m. local time, including the cities of Copan and Juan. This is just in the far northern part of north central Oklahoma. There you go, just north of Bartlesville. This storm is moving toward the northeast at about 25 miles per hour. Let's have a look and zoom in why they're warning it for a tornado, because you have that unmistakable signature here in the velocity scan. And what I'm talking about is we have a rotation in there like that, where the reds are the motions away from the radar and the greens and the blues toward the radar. So it's circulating around like that, and that rotation or that potential tornado will be on a path like that and could well be near Copan and Juan in the next, say, 20 minutes or so. Those are the times you need to be on the lookout for the possibility of rapidly changing weather conditions and be prepared for the possibility of a tornado coming through your community. So be careful, obviously, and stay tuned for all the latest updates on this particular storm as it moves quickly on off toward the northeast. Let's look at another scope here. This is just a high-resolution version of the radar that I just showed you. There's Copan, and the circulation is likely most intense right in here, guys. You see that little notch of clearing? That is where the circulation is, and I can put on the storm relative velocity and show you just that. The tornado, it would likely be right there a few miles south of Copan, probably slide to the south of there by just a couple of miles on its way, perhaps towards Juan. And again, let me put on the normalized rotation. This is kind of just a measure of where the strongest rotation is, and it is right in there moving that way. So be on the lookout for a possible tornado moving northeastward at 35 in those locations, guys. And sort of in the bigger picture, let me just time things out real quickly. We're going to have those storms continue to evolve across parts of southeastern Kansas and northern Oklahoma and southern Missouri. Could be a long afternoon ahead with the possibility of some tornadic storms across that region. Guys, stay tuned for all the latest. Back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Postel. Well, it's time for our top 5, where we take a look at all the amazing weather videos from all over the world.
Yeah, so let's take a look. We'll start with number 5, which continues our severe theme. We've got a supercell storm moving over Vermilion, Kansas on Monday. Wind speeds up to 64 miles an hour in other parts of the state and quarter-sized hail. That's severe.
Yep, that's severe. Number 4, winter began in interior Alaska as the first snowfall signals the end of a very short autumn. This backyard slowly getting covered.
Number
Shoots
3.
and hoops?
Yeah, but be careful. You may lose your footing. Number 3, a fresh coat of snow this morning in the Colorado Rockies. I-70 makes for a nice view, and some ski areas have already reported up to 4 inches of snow.
And they're opening up very soon. Well, this car in Tampa got more than it bargained for. Watch what happens here. This is going to total that car, don't you think? Deep water covering its wheels nearly to the window on the passenger side, Tampa, Florida.
Wow, and number 1, this is video from Reed Wiseman's ISS crew member Alexander Gerst. This time-lapse has it all. Aurora, lightning, space sunrise, and some incredible views on top of that.
Awesome. You can upload your videos anytime at weather.com/photos. We'd love to see them.
And we're watching a disturbance that could turn into something. But first, switching from the tropics to tornado watch. It's out for parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, and the state of Missouri. This goes until 10 o'clock Central Time today. We're going to stay on top of this. You've seen Dr. Postel tracking some of the storms that we already have active right now.
St. Louis not officially in it, but I wouldn't let my guard down if I lived there.
And this week's Friday Night Lightning takes Jim Cantor to a small steel town in northeast Ohio. A community so steeped in tradition that when summer gives way to fall, only one night matters. Friday night. And we want to see your community. Send us your pics and videos using the hashtag FryNightLightning. So abbreviate Friday.
Right. Fry Night Lightning. Nice.
This is our new turkey cranberry flatbread before we craft it into a sandwich. The tender, slow-roasted turkey, the zesty cranberry mostarda, the freshly baked flatbread, paired perfectly with our autumn squash soup. A delicious meal made just for you, only at Panera Bread.
Brighten up your rainy day with a flatbread sandwich and soup from Panera Bread.
Make every sale when you accept credit cards with Square. There's one low rate for every card. and you see money in your bank account as fast as the next business day. Send digital receipts, get instant feedback from your customers, and sell even more with real-time sales reports. Take care of your business with Square. Get started for free at square.com.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Put on your thinking caps. Evaporation rate equals 700 times the mean temperature divided by 100 minus the latitude plus 15 times temperature minus dew point temperature divided by 80 minus temperature times millimeters per day. So easy, Sam. A caveman could do it. Got it? Great. There it is.
That is amazing.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, Thursday, a few clouds from time to time. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Hey, I noticed your car's not in the driveway.
Yeah, it's in the shop. It's gonna cost me an arm and a leg.
That's hilarious.
Sorry.
Should have taken it to Midas. Get some of that Midas touch. They'll tell you what stuff needs fixing and what stuff can wait.
All right. Next time, going to Midas.
High five. Did not see that coming.
Get the Midas Touch maintenance package, including an oil change for only $24.99. And here's the deal. Use your Midas credit card and get a rebate of $25. Oil, tires, brakes, everything. Trust the Midas Touch.
Wouldn't it be nice if we focused less on the number and more on how the fit makes us feel? Start your day bursting with real berries. And slip into size sassy with Special K.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Behr Premium Plus with Easy Clean Finish starting at $25.97 a gallon.
How did I set a new personal record today? I started with a test run. Then I got a solid night's rest in a great room. And before I hit the road, I hit the breakfast bar, where I got my fuel for the next 26 miles.
Great endings begin here.
PCmatic won first place in the Virus Bulletin Rap Test, the most prestigious security competition in the world. PCmatic from the United States outperformed all its foreign competition. This victory is independent third-party validation that PCmatic is the best at blocking viruses and keeping your computer safe from modern threats like CryptoLocker. At $50 for 5 computers for 1 year, PCmatic is a great value, but PCmatic is much more. PCmatic makes your computers faster and more reliable even after years of use. PCmatic supports Windows XP, keeping it secure and running as good as the day you bought it. PCmatic has a full, no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee. And PCmatic is supported by Americans whose first language is English. To get top-rated, world-class security that also keeps your computers running great, go to PCmatic.com. That's PCmatic.com.
84656. Or go to HumanaBigBook.com. The savings are too big to miss.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Okay.
We are back with a look at a tornado watch for a good chunk of the state of Missouri, at least through central parts of Missouri, as well as southeast Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. This goes until 10 o'clock Central Time.
And a tornado warning is in effect for the southwest edge of that box. You see it right there. Northeastern Oklahoma, near the Kansas border. A tornado warning for northwestern Newada County and northeastern Osage County. Also Washington County in northeastern Oklahoma. This is headed toward Coffeyville, Kansas. Just give you a heads up, there's no warning there. But that is a supercell thunderstorm. The tornado, if there is one, is on the southwest side of that. It's moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. The threat for the town of Copan, as far as the tornado goes, is over. Areas east and northeast of Copan, tornado warning till 3:30 Central. And we are watching Japan today also because of tropical activity. Let's go to Dr. Greg Postel. He's in the lab.
Yeah, Dave and Alex, thank you very much. We do have Typhoon Fanfon, which is about 1,000 miles away from Tokyo. Long way. But it's kind of heading in that direction. It's an 80-mile-per-hour typhoon, and a typhoon is just another name for a hurricane in this part of the world. But this is likely going to get a lot stronger, and it is going to be potentially getting up to super typhoon status, which would be 150 miles per hour. So that's the kind of intensification that we're going to be talking about over the next couple of days. While it strengthens, I think it's going to be far enough away from land, so we're not going to have to worry about direct impacts then. But it is going to be moving northward and getting closer and closer over the next several days to Japan and potentially even to Tokyo. But the thinking is we will probably be dealing with perhaps an 80-mile-per-hour typhoon, or maybe even weaker than that by the time it gets that far north. So hopefully on its northwestward track over the next couple of days, it will indeed encounter a hostile environment in the atmosphere and cooler ocean water temperatures that will lend to its weakening. We think that will be the case. In the western hemisphere, look at how quiet it is. Very few circles. In fact, one circle out here for an area that we're watching that's called Invest 90E, meaning the National Hurricane Center is investigating that cluster of thunderstorms for the possibility of development over the next few days. It's got a high chance of developing into a depression or a named storm, up to 90%. But the thinking is with this one that it's going to be headed west, so away from Mexico. Not ruling out, of course, maybe a more northward turn, but the consensus is to turn this thing away from the mainland and keep it out over the distant Pacific Ocean. That would be good news. Elsewhere, guys, I don't have to say anything. There's a satellite picture of the Atlantic. It is crickets out there, and that's good news. It's going to be that way for at least several more days. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Postel. Well, today we released our winter storm names, the whole list for the upcoming winter season. And that can only mean one thing. Our winter storm expert, Tom Nizzle, is in the house.
And he brings with him a lot of changes behind the scenes. Take a look. It's always great having winter weather expert Tom Nizzle back in the office, but there are some challenges having him around.
What is up with the temperature in here?
I know, right?
All right, thanks, Katie.
No ice cream? Hey, you guys are out of ice cream.
What's going on?
Nizzle.
And you really know when he's in the building.
You do.
You know?
You do.
And out of the building, too.
Right. Well, that plow makes a little bit of noise when he's pulling it out. Hey, we've got the winter storm names, the entire list for you to look at. So make sure you pick your favorite and vote for that W storm. We need some help.
The W storm. Go on weather.com and choose one of the 5 names we have picked out for W.
But we've got everything from planets and Neptune to famous dogs with Astro and even a Peanuts character, Linus.
Linus, yeah. That's a cool list.
And Thor, you know that one's not going to be one to be messed with.
Still to come on Weather Center Live, we're tracking the threat of severe weather
today and tomorrow. So our Dr. Greg Postel is back in 1 minute to talk about those storms that could impact millions of people and this tornado warning.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%. Thursday, a few clouds from time to time. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, from the Rockies to the Southern Plains, the severe weather threat is increasing. We'll show you who's in the danger zone today and tomorrow.
And behind that severe weather, well, it's a cold front, and it's going to bring some fresh fall air from the northern plains to Florida, including some snow for some folks. And the most eye-opening temperature changes are coming this weekend.
From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you are watching Weather Center Live. We're so glad to have you watching on this October 1st. I'm Alex Wilson.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. Good to have you. Well, some big changes are coming up over the next few days. Cool air invading the eastern half of the country by way of Montana. Hot and dry air returning to the west.
And air traffic controllers in Chicago, they're getting their first weather-related test since last week's fire shut down a major radar site. But let's begin with the severe weather because we've got storms firing right now. We've got this tornado watch in effect. Dr. Greg Postel is actually tracking these storms for us in the lab.
Yeah, that's right, Alex and Dave. We have one tornado warning out there. It's in northern Oklahoma for Nowata and Washington counties until 3:30 p.m. local time. You can see it's basically northeast of Bartlesville. This thing is moving on off toward the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Right now, it certainly appears like perhaps the worst part of the storm, the rotating part of the storm, has weakened a little bit. But still, we got some high winds likely with this heavy rain, of course, a lot of lightning, and some potentially large hail in there. The velocity scan here doesn't show me a whole lot. In fact, it tells me the rotation has weakened a little bit over the last few hours. We still have some broad rotation out in there like that south of Juan, and that's moving toward the east-northeast, and again about 35, so it should pass north of Lenapa, and I think that's going to be the case, but we will keep an eye on the storm. I don't think it's producing a tornado right now, but again, we'll be monitoring it over the next several hours just in case something else changes. Let's now look to the western part of Missouri, where we have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Cooper, Pettis, and Saline counties, including Lamont, Pilot Grove, and Sedalia. That's until 3:30 p.m. local time. Guys, I've been watching this one, and it does appear that there is some substantial rotation in there, and you can see that by the fact that we've got those blues and the reds pretty close to one another. I don't think this is tornadoing, but the rotation has tightened up, I think, in the last half hour as this thing generally moves toward the east at about 35 miles per hour. So some of the cities that will be underneath this rotating part of the storm are those: Otterville, New Lebanon, Syracuse, and Bel Air, right along, say, County Highway 50 in western Missouri. So if you are in those towns, be prepared for the possibility of a severe thunderstorm moving through, and maybe even the possibility of this thing turning into a tornado warning. I don't think it's tornadoing right now, but I'm looking at the radar right here, the high definition radar, and there is an unmistakable circulation in here. You can see that we've got the inflow coming in that way, and there's outflow right in there, and if there is, the strongest part of the rotation is right about there. Let me get to you the storm relative velocity to show you that we've got some pretty strong velocity signatures in there, guys, and that would be right in there. So let me put the normalized rotation and see where exactly that strongest part is, and indeed there it is, that green just north of Smithton, couple miles maybe to the southwest of Clifton. But I think if it continues on its present course, this part of the thunderstorm will be just north of Otterville. But of course, I also want to point out that even up in here, guys, there's some pretty heavy rain, and we just got a wind gust at Sedalia High School, 60 miles per hour. So regardless of whether or not this thing eventually produces a tornado or doesn't, it's got some high winds, potentially some hail and other hazards to deal with as a lot of severe thunderstorms do. And here's the bigger picture across parts of Kansas and Missouri. We're going to see more of this activity over the next few hours. Stay tuned for all the latest. Alex and Dave, back to you.
Dr. Greg Postel, thank you. Well, cool air will follow that front, and it could impact South Florida late this weekend. This is a live look at Miami. It's 92 hot degrees, a great beach day, but the humidity's coming down on Sunday, and that will be a big relief not only in Miami, but all across the state where it's been so warm and humid and wet. Now, here's the situation. Dr. Postel just let us know that Sedalia High School just had a wind gust of 60 miles an hour. Well, Whitecourt, Alberta just had a wind gust of 61 miles per hour. Now, where is that? That's way up in northwestern Canada. But that's along the cold front that's going to be changing the weather pattern for millions of people. This trough of low pressure is going to deepen. That's the cool air. A new batch comes into Montana tonight, and it moves across the eastern half of the country by Saturday and Sunday, and the cold front through Miami Saturday night, believe it or not, huh? So here we go, my friend. This is going to be rather wild temperature-wise. Right now we're 63 in New York, and we are 92 in Tulsa with a tornado watch in effect. By Friday, look at this turnaround in temperatures. 68 for a high in Tulsa, 70 in New York. Meanwhile, in Quebec, Canada, we're in the 60s. Nashville is 86, our current temperature. But no, a cold front blows through, and by Saturday, Quebec will be warmer than Nashville. Alex, I know that you love cooler weather, and it looks like you're going to have your prayers answered.
Oh, I am super psyched. Everybody who loves big pots of chili, burning the fall-scented candles, you've got the perfect weekend for it. Hey, how about you open up the windows, let some of that fresh, cool air in as well. Let's talk about how low those numbers are going to go. Right now, we're at 50 in Duluth, 54 in Minneapolis. Still warm in St. Louis, though. You've got 88 degrees, so that front hasn't really brought the improvement to you yet because it hasn't made it through your area yet. But it's coming tomorrow. We are at 66 in Minneapolis. That's right on average. Still in the mid-80s for St. Louis. But look at Friday. St. Louis drops to 11 degrees below average. Low 60s at best for Chicago. And on Saturday, many spots are in the 40s and low 50s. So it is going to be a cool, crisp, chilly start to the weekend. In Chicago, your average high is 68 degrees, 49 on Saturday. That's your high, nearly 20 degrees below average. And in the southeast, same thing headed your way. Right now, we're in the 80s, even some 90s out there, 92 in Miami. And we're going to keep that heat going during the day on Thursday. You can see Thursday highs, plenty of those into the 80s, even near, if not in the low 90s. Friday, we're back to average in Atlanta. But look at Saturday. We've got some cool, crisp air coming all the way down to the Florida Panhandle. Montgomery's 10 degrees below average. Charleston only in the mid-70s. Here is your Nashville forecast. Your average high is 77. We've got 74 on Friday, mid-60s on Saturday. Dave.
Wow, I've seen the Halloween decorations at the store. Now I see what's going on. Hey, the moment you've all been waiting for has arrived. The new list of winter storms names has been released today. Well, most of them. We need your help with one of them, though. See the list and how to get involved in just a few minutes.
He trains. He's psyched. Ready for the knockout? You don't know ARP. He's staying in shape by keeping his brain healthy and focused with AARP's Staying Sharp. With online mind-sharpening exercises developed by the top minds in brain science. And exercise and stress reduction tips that can impact brain health. So he's ready for the real possibilities ahead. If you don't think top of my game when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Find more surprising possibilities and get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
When myths become reality, a lost city rises from the sea, and your vacation becomes legendary. Discover all the wonders of Atlantis, including Aquaventure Water Park and the thrill of the Atlantis Casino. Book now, and kids under 12 eat breakfast and dinner free with the purchase of an adult meal plan. Only at Atlantis.
Let's get weather geeky this morning. I'm going to kind of walk you through the life cycle steps of a tornado, including what first begins as a funnel cloud. As it gets organized, that funnel comes all the way down to the ground. You often then see debris. Look at the shape it takes on, very cylindrical. Then gradually dissipates. Crazy stuff.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%. Thursday, a few clouds from time to time. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild Weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
You smell nothing. You smell nothing.
Introducing the best lightweight litter for odor elimination, guaranteed. Fresh Step Extreme. Lightweight.
When I had my first migraine, I was lucky. That sounds crazy, I know, but my mom got migraines, so she knew this would help. Excedrin Migraine starts to relieve my pain in 30 minutes, plus sensitivity to light, sound, even nausea. Excedrin Migraine works.
In case of an emergency, I can always use my Lifeline cell phone to call for help.
SafeLink, the free phone program, free cell, free text, and free minutes is your connection to safety. If you qualify for programs such as SNAP, you are eligible for 250 free minutes and 1,000 free texts each month. Plus, new customers apply now and get 500 minutes for the first 3 months.
With SafeLink, my family can feel secure when I am alone.
Call 1-800-SafeLink or visit safelink.com.
Snack time!
On it.
Isn't this my breakfast cereal?
It's also a snack.
So it's Snackereal.
Clever.
Your favorite cereals at any time of day. All at unbeatable Walmart prices. Guaranteed by Savings Catcher. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Guys, we have a new tornado warning out. Welcome back to Weather Center Live. This is in western Missouri, just to the east of Sedalia, Missouri, for Cooper and Pettis counties until 3:45 p.m. Central Time. This is the storm I had my eye on just in about 10 minutes ago. And if you look at the radar picture, the storm is basically moving due east. So kind of paralleling I-70 about 5 miles south of there. And the strongest rotation are where the blues and the reds are closest together, just to the north and northwest of Otterville. So right in here, guys, the rotation is about like that, and it is tight enough to, the Weather Service has gone ahead and suggested that there is a tornado in there, and that would be probably just to the northwest of Otterville. Again, with its current motion to the basically east at about 25 miles per hour, some of the towns that may be impacted by this storm, in particular New Lebanon and Bunston, take cover now in case this thing is producing a tornado. This is right now a radar indicated tornado, but this storm has shown signs that it is rotating very strongly right in there, again, just north of Smithton, and that is likely to pass, well, probably just south of Bunston and north of Tipton in Missouri. The strongest part of the rotation is right about where that area I circled, that area in green, right in there. If there's a tornado, guys, it's right there, moving almost due east. So it looks like the rotation actually just strengthened in the latest scan. So watch out just north of Smithton, again, moving toward the east at 30, guys. This is a rapidly evolving situation. We'll have all the latest coming right up. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Postel. Well, let's take a ride now through Colorado. We don't have any severe weather here. This is the cold side of the storm. It's October and the first snow is here. Soon we'll be talking about winter storms that don't look as serene as these scenes, huh?
No, they're going to be nasty. They're going to have names like Leon. Remember Leon, that caused people to ditch their cars on the side of interstates all around Atlanta at the end of January.
I remember that one.
Well, the Weather Channel did release most of the upcoming season names today.
But we had a little trouble with the B name, so we asked some students for help.
The issue we're having is actually the B storm name. So guys, I want you to listen carefully here. We've looked at this, and we're really not comfortable with Bella. And so, you know, what we've decided here is we're going to take this name right out. And we're
going to take it off, Tom?
Yeah, we're actually going to erase this name right out. I'd love to replace it with something, but I'd like to give the Bozeman class a chance to maybe come up with their own B name for a storm. Do you have a favorite, possibly?
Well, we were talking about naming it Brian for Brian Norcross because we love working with Brian Norcross.
That's not bad, but I think Tom may actually have a better suggestion.
Yeah, in fact, if you don't mind, I'm going to write this one in here. I think it's going to begin with a B. The next letter is O, and then we're going to have... Yeah, you got it. We are going to name that second storm Winter Storm Bozeman.
Yes.
All right, guys, what do you think?
All right.
Bozeman, of course.
Of course, it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
They, of course, are one of the schools that we've been working with extra special because it's a Latin class, and they've helped us come up with some of our names in the past.
All these names come from Latin, including Yulie. Linus.
Linus, I like that one.
That disease is for older people. Not me. I take good care of myself. I'm active. I never saw it coming. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Pneumococcal pneumonia was horrible. The fatigue, the chest pains, difficulty breathing. It put me in the hospital. You don't want to go through what I did.
If you're over 50, talk to your doctor. You may be able to prevent it.
There's confidence. Then there's trusting your vehicle maintenance to Ford Service Confidence. Our expertise, technology, and high-quality parts mean your peace of mind. It's no wonder last year we sold over 3 million tires. And during the big tire event, get up to $140 in mail-in rebates on 4 select tires.
I'm only in my 60s. I've got a nice long life ahead, big plans. So when I found out Medicare doesn't pay all my medical expenses, I looked at my options. Then I got a Medicare supplement insurance plan.
If you're eligible for Medicare, you may know it only covers about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. Call now and find out about an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare supplement insurance plans, it helps pick up some of what Medicare doesn't pay and could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs.
To me, relationships matter. I've been with my doctor for 12 years. Now I know I'll be able to stick with them.
With these types of plans, you'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So don't wait. Call now and request this free decision guide to help you better understand Medicare and which AARP Medicare supplement plan might be best for you. There's a wide range to choose from.
We love to travel, and there's so much more to see. So we found a plan that can travel with us anywhere in the country.
Join the millions of people who have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP, an organization serving the needs of people 50 and over for generations. Remember, all Medicare supplement insurance plans help cover what Medicare doesn't pay and could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call now to request your free decision guide and learn more about the kinds of plans that will be here for you now and down the road.
I have a lifetime of experience, so I know how important that is.
7 a.m. on AMHQ.
Let's get you in front of today's weather.
The biggest weather hour anywhere.
What a gorgeous start.
Weekday mornings on the Weather Channel.
The Treasure Coast is a special part of Florida. It's why people retire here. It's why Bob and I moved here to raise our daughter, and I believe it needs to be protected. That's why I've worked hard to find funding to clean up the Indian River Lagoon and Loxahatchee. And it's why I voted to cut taxes and fees for our seniors and small businesses. Our community is worth fighting for, and I am just getting started.
If
If you had $1 for every $1 car insurance companies say they'll save you by switching, you'd have like a ton of dollars. But how are they saving you those dollars? A lot of companies might answer or no comment. Then there's Esurance, born online, raised by technology, and majors in efficiency. So whatever they save, you save. Hassle, time, paperwork, hair tearing out, and yes, especially dollars. Esurance, insurance for the modern world. Now backed by Allstate. Click or call.
And to save up to $400 per person, contact your travel professional. Call today, 800-297-1372.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%. Thursday, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live. I'm Storm Specialist Dr. Greg Postel. Guys, I'm monitoring a big thunderstorm rolling its way eastward across central Missouri. This is about 35 miles to the west-southwest of Columbia, and it's paralleling I-70 just to the south of it. And there's the tornado warning out for Cooper counties, including the cities of Bunston and Otterville, until 3:45 p.m. local time. This storm has had rotation with it now for a while. I would say for at least a half an hour, maybe a little bit longer than that. And let me clear this off because this thing is moving toward the east. The rotation, the strongest part of the rotation in this side of the storm is located right in there. It looks like to me in the last few scans that it has temporarily weakened. I hope that is not just a temporary thing and it's a permanent thing, but the idea is right now the rotation is relatively broad and I don't think it's got a tornado with it, but guys, pretend it does because this warning is in effect for at least another 10 minutes and may be extended beyond that. This storm has had a history of strengthening and then weakening, so we might see this rotation spin up again and become tight in just the next scan. So, for example, if you live in Bunston or Tipton, take cover now. Tornado, a storm that has had a history of a tornadic circulation is going to be moving through your area. And when I look at the high definition radar, the strongest part of the rotation to me, guys, is back in here. And that says to me it's tucked far enough away inside of where all the heavy rain is back in here that it may be very difficult to see. Let me put the storm relative velocity on there and you can see that, yeah, indeed, it does look like the rotation is relatively broad like that. So hopefully this thing does not have a tornado with it. I can put the normalized rotation on there to show you that that's where the strongest part of the rotating storm is, and that will slide likely in between Bunston and Tipton in the next, say, 20 minutes or so. Elsewhere across the region, guys, this area we're going to have to watch very closely over the next several hours. We're going to see more thunderstorms, and I would not be surprised to see more tornado warnings pop up, much like this one, that have a tendency to undergo rapid transition from tightening up with the rotation and then weakening and then going through cycles like that. So guys, stay tuned for all the latest and the rapidly changing conditions. Back to you.
Thanks for keeping us updated on that, Dr. Postel. Well, from Hurricane Sandy to Ike, Cuba has certainly been the target of devastating hurricanes. Now, although there's been massive destruction, there's also been very little loss of life.
And that is thanks to one man. Senior Hurricane Brian Norcross has his story.
The Spaniards came to Cuba 500 years ago, and in that time, hurricanes have pounded this island over and over again. But for the last few decades, the voice and the face of hurricanes in Cuba has been Dr. Jose Rubiera. Jose has been explaining the weather on Cuban television for 33 years. Today, he's respected inside and outside the country as the director of Cuba's Meteorological Institute. But when he first went on the air, mixing meteorology and television was a new idea here.
I started because I thought that the weatherman, meteorologist, should be on TV to talk directly to the people. At that time, it was not that way.
But now, generations of Cubans have grown up watching Jose Rubiera, and he's earned their trust with his straight-to-the-point hurricane coverage designed to inform and educate, and especially to keep his people safe.
We just try to be plain in our words, very clear, concise. People understand what we say. People knows what they have to do.
Jose and his team of meteorologists have a strong relationship with the National Hurricane Center in Miami, sharing critical data when a hurricane threatens. And just downstairs from the modern-day forecast center is data from a different era. When these weather maps were drawn by hand, Cuban meteorologists were among the most experienced in the world at forecasting hurricanes. A legacy we benefit from today as we verify our modern science by analyzing past storms using this high-quality data. The equipment here in Cuba is not the latest or the fanciest, but the meteorologists we've talked to are very knowledgeable and the science is very sophisticated, which is a good thing because many of the hurricanes that come to the U.S. come this way first. In Havana, Cuba, I'm Brian Norcross, the Weather Channel.
Very interesting.
It is. Always interesting to look from our neighbors to the south and see how they're able to learn from these storms and what we can learn from them.
What we learn from them, yeah, absolutely. Well, up next, storm specialist Greg Postel is back with a look at the severe weather going on right now.
Right, we do have a tornado watch posted for parts of the country, including parts of Missouri, Oklahoma, also a little bit of Kansas. There's a look at it. Goes till 10 o'clock Central Time.
Including Columbia and just west of St. Louis.
Lowe's presents How to Say Goodbye to 1993 Forever.
Goodbye.
Now get free installation when you buy Stainmaster Carpet and Pad at Lowe's.
Good night.
Night.
For those kept awake by pain, the night is anything but good. Introducing new Aleve PM, the first one with a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour strength of Aleve for pain relief that can last until the AM. Now you can have a good night and a
good morning.
New Aleve PM for a better AM.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from the agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll instantly begin experiencing relief. Look, back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point on the calf muscle to instantly relieve pain. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that gently compresses, alleviating pain to the sciatic nerve and lower back for instant relief.
I just slide it on, I tighten the strap, I feel the pressure point right behind my knee, and right away I feel the release of pain in my lower back.
Be Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, that's I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something.
You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Keep up with the kids. It's invisible under clothing, comfortable enough to sleep in. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any leg so everyone can live pain-free. Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-370-7747. That's 1-800-370-7747 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
All this week on America's Morning Headquarters, we reveal the season's winter storm names. And now it's your turn to write history. Find out how you can name a winter storm. Plus, get the 411 on fun fall activities for the family this week at 7 a.m. on the biggest weather hour anywhere. America's Morning Headquarters, following Wake Up With Al, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 75. Winds light and variable. Chance of rain 80%.